you say we live in the middle of nowhere. We've got a lot of celebrities that live very close to my town. You've got Bradley Cooper. You've got Taylor Swift is kind of in the area. I found out that Sydney Carpenter is from my area. The Hadids.
Sabrina. It's Sabrina.
What did I call her?
Sydney.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I lose. Welcome to the Lunch Table. Yes, this is the brand new podcast that I've been talking about for a while. I'm about to introduce my co-host. You guys probably saw him in the intro of this video, so yeah, you know who it is. It's my buddy Abby. We've tried this before. This is our second podcast. Who better to pick as a co-host than a 70-time failed podcaster? How many podcasts have you had?
So to all my haters, I'm back. And to all my supporters. Yep, I'm back again.
All right.
So let's go through the podcast. I think it's 1, 2, 3. The Abby Chronicles lasted one episode, and then my wife fell asleep. 5, 6?
5. So this is the sixth one, or this is the seventh?
I think this is the 7th.
So after we fail this podcast attempt, how many years do you think it will be until we try another podcast?
Well, so I said that to my wife. I was like, I am doing this until I can hand over the reins of our failed legacy to my son.
I like it. And then
so
he can start
that
failing
he can
podcasts.
Start taking over.
So anyway, a lot has changed. So if you didn't know this, me and Abby made a podcast like 5 years ago called The Frustrated Podcast. We had a lot of fun. We stuck with it for like a year, and then I started the vlog channel. I stopped doing it, and now we're back. Oh, I got a neon sign. Look at this. You ready?
Hit it.
Bam. All right. Anyway, I've got a couple things that I want to go over today, and then we're just going to get into our normal just lunch table talk. So the reason why it's called the lunch table is partially because me and Abby met at a lunch table. That was the first time I've met you. Is that correct? At work?
Technically, if we want to get technical, it was probably somewhere in the hallway where you just saw me like stuffing my face or like chugging a bottle of water.
No, I remember my first interaction with you.
That can't be
You
good.
used to email me. Oh, it used to bother me so much. First off, I didn't know who you were. I thought you were a woman because I don't know. I saw Abby. Sorry. I'm sorry. What do you want me to tell you? I kept getting emails from Abby asking me to do stuff that I didn't want to do. And you were a thorn in my side for a while, dude. And then finally I was at lunch and someone's like, "Oh, this is Abby." And you sat down. I'm like, "Wait, is this the guy?" And I hated you for like 3 weeks until I realized, you're not a bad guy.
Common theme. You either love me or you hate me. So maybe within like 20 minutes of the podcast, we're going to have such devoted, loyal stans, and then just people who just who might turn this on just because they hate us, which, hey, in the end, still brings my kid to daycare, and that's what it's all about.
Love us or hate us, you're going to watch us. Well, a lot of people probably won't watch us.
Actually, the 7 other times I've proved that to be false.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I want to talk about what's in your background. So Abby and I were working on a logo for the podcast, and we went through a bunch of different iterations. We paid a guy to do it. We tried to make our own. Abby used ChatGPT, and is that what happened there?
This is you.
That's me?
Yeah, I took the logo and I said, "Hey, ChatGPT, make the guy on the left wearing the blue shirt, make him weigh 400 pounds."
We had like 5 different channel logos, and most of them, I just sent in pictures to ChatGPT, and they kept making you obese. And then we finally got the channel logo that we settled on, and I really liked it. I thought it came out good.
I think my 3 o'clock eating habits is what made me obese. I don't necessarily think ChatGPT is to blame here. However, what I will say is you ended up paying for the logo, right?
Yeah, dude, that's what annoys me. So, all right, Abby, you made like 5 logos that looked almost as good, pretty much just as good as the one we made. Then I paid a guy $50, and he clearly just used ChatGPT.
Absolutely. So I sent it to my friend my friend Kevin, who's he's like an artist. I think technically he's in cybersecurity now, but he's still once an artist, always an artist.
Okay.
And I sent it to him, and he was like, "Holy ChatGPT!" That's all he responded.
For sure. No, dude, I posted a video, my like house tour video, today as of the day we're recording this podcast, and a couple comments were like, "Brandon, your logo looks good, but it's clearly AI."
They already commented on the logo?
Oh, they commented, and it was like 4 seconds well into the video. So people are excited for this podcast.
Oh, hands off the merchandise. Leave it to the professionals.
Well, we're clearly not professionals. 0 for 6. I'm not saying 0 for 7 yet. We haven't failed this podcast yet.
So what we're trying to do is discern, which I would believe it is a me problem, or is it a Brandon problem? Because the only thing you would touch, it always touches to gold.
The only YouTube channel I have failed has been the one with you.
What would you actually do if just overnight 700,000 people unsubscribed?
Boy, you'd be cursed. The only other thing I want to talk about is the schedule of the podcast. So right now we're going to be doing the podcast every other Sunday. Then there's going to be a vlog like there normally is every other Sunday. So every Sunday you're going to have content on this channel. But now the off weeks are now going to be a podcast with me and Abby. They're probably going to be about an hour. We might have guests on every once in a while. Usually it's just going to be the two of us talking about whatever the heck we want to talk about. I think there's like 2 obvious first guests. Steve is an obvious one, and probably my dad. I was talking to my dad the other day. My dad's great. So he was like, I've told him about the podcast for like the last month. And the other day I showed him the studio, and he's like, He's looking around, scratching his chin. He's like, yeah, I might have to be a guest. I didn't even invite him. I mean, I would love to have him as a guest on the podcast. I think he'd be hilarious. But he just instantly invites himself, which he does with every video. Like Steve and I are going to Dubai, or me and you went to Dubai last year. He was all bent out of shape that I didn't invite him, which I did invite him and he didn't want to go. But yeah, you're right. Oh, okay. I did invite him. You were my backup, actually.
That seems to be a common theme in your life.
Yeah, you were my fourth backup. So first I wanted to go with Steve, but he had a bachelor party. Then I asked my dad. He basically just didn't want to go. My wife had to work. You were number 4. Shout out you. I invited Abby to go to Dubai, 3 days before the plane took off? You dropped everything and came with me. That was fun.
You better believe I'm never passing up a meal, my fella. That's ChatGPT. It was ChatGPT.
That trip was a year ago from now?
Last June? Exactly a year ago.
That is crazy.
I actually was watching that video the other day, and it's I'm like it's like a planet. Is that what Saturn does?
I don't know where you're going with this, but this is horrible. I'm starting to learn why you're a 6-time failed podcaster. What the heck are you trying to say right there?
I was just trying to say I'm getting fatter every year because every video I see, I'm expanding. Like it's whatever. Thanks for the joke.
That's not where I thought you were going with that at all.
Okay.
I got a hypothetical for you. You ready? It's about the podcast. About success. So I live about, an hour and a half away from you? How far away do we live? We're about an hour and a half away.
New address, an hour and 42 minutes.
No, I live closer to you now. That's fake news. No, that's fake news.
Farther.
Anyway, so Abby loves where he lives. I love where I live, but we live like an hour and a half away, maybe an hour and 40 minutes. I've always wanted to have this podcast in person, and I know you kind of agree with me. So here's my hypothetical. You ready?
Okay.
Spotify makes us an exclusive offer. So Spotify does that a lot, right? Like they bought the rights to Joe Rogan's podcast and gave him $100 million a year. Something crazy. Yeah. Let's say they give us an exclusive contract. $10 million over the course of 3 years. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
But
you can have my baby.
Well, that's not where I'm going with this. Here's the hypothetical. Okay. $10 million each.
No. I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Where you live.
Huh?
I have to live where you live?
You have to move within 10 minutes of my house. $10 million and you have to uproot your whole family and move here.
Okay.
It's a lovely town, you have to admit.
It's a beautiful town. Don't get me wrong. And it's not the way I thought of the town originally. It's a little better than that. But let me ask you a question.
So you thought I lived in farm country, there were 7 people and half of them. What?
Whoa. To be fair, let's not act like you don't live in farm country.
There's buildings. There's a few buildings where I live.
Does it come with a new wife and a new family? Because I'm going to be left in the dust.
So for $10 million, your wife is not coming to my town.
All right. Listen. Yes. Are we going to suck it up for 3 years? Are we going to be absolutely miserable? Is my life going to end up in divorce? Is my kid going to be destitute, stupid, and all the things above from living in your town?
Whoa. I would argue that I wouldn't even argue this. I would say this as a fact. The school district where I live is so much better than your school.
Not your new town. Your old town, yes. When the town you grew up in.
That's not true. That the school that my kids will go to is like a top 10 school in the state.
Yeah, in the state of Pennsylvania.
You told me that your kids are going to have to go to private school because the school's so bad.
Listen, if you go to the 400th ranked public school in New Jersey, you might as well be going to like Bel Air Academy in Iowa. Like it is.
The problem is your school's not the 400th school. It's like the 400th.
It's 90. It's 90. I think. Actually, I think it just dropped to like 107. So this is another thing that's bullcrap. When I bought this freaking house, we were like 55th in the state. And since I moved in, it's been taking a hammer.
So not only do you fail YouTube channel podcasts, you also fail you fail towns. Maybe I don't want you to move to my town. My town's just going to crumble. Oh, gosh. Abby moved into town. Everybody just starts leaving. In all seriousness, okay. I'm dead serious. You get a check for $10 million. Life-changing money.
I become the mayor of your town for $10 million. Like, I would get a tattoo of your town on my forehead for $10 million. Okay, after 3 years, do I get to move back to where I'm from?
There's a 10-year... So, like, for 10 years, you have to live here.
Oh, my God. Oh. How much time do I have to spend there?
51% of your time.
I'll do it. Yeah. 51% I'm down with. I could do 190 days in your town.
I guess the problem is, if you had $10 million, you could just keep your house where you live and just buy a house here.
I would do... So, here's the thing. The winter is already miserable, regardless of where you are in the Northeast.
Yeah, you're not leaving your house anywhere.
Right. So I load it up for football season, like October, November, December, January, February. Load up my fill of Pennsylvania.
Nice big screen TV.
I do everything. I get the pretzels. I get the hoagies. I get the, what else do you guys? Meth. I do the meth. Everything that you guys do great, I start doing. I enjoy the 6 months. And then I get to move back to civilization. I get to spend time enjoying my money in the Hamptons.
Oh, so now you're taking your $10 million and like moving to the Hamptons. You're not moving back to your town.
No. I'm just gonna short. It's a quick shore house in Montauk.
You're gonna burn through your $10 million in no time. Here's a question I always have for you, right?
It's an investment.
What can you do where you live that you can't do where I live? Because you make it sound like I live 4 hours from a grocery store, the closest movie theater you have to take a horse and buggy to for 3 days. Like, what can you do where you live that you can't do where I live?
That's a great question.
And I know you're going to say, I go to the city. You're still like 40 minutes from the city with traffic.
I am not. Hold on. Here's the main thing. I get to speak to people without slowing down. So I don't have to, where I live in New Jersey, go, "Hi, Brandon. How are you, little fella?" Because the aptitude here is far greater. So at least I can speak in my normal cadence.
This is not true. The answer is you don't have an answer. That's the truth of it.
No. There's plenty of things. You don't have a ski lift.
What?
In your mall. I have a ski lift in my mall.
And how many times have you gone there?
I've never been to the mall, but it's nice to know you have options.
I've been to that mall more than you. You say we live in the middle of nowhere. We've got a lot of celebrities that live very close to my town. You've got Bradley Cooper. You've got Taylor Swift is kind of in the area. I found out that Sydney Carpenter is from my area. The Hadids.
It's Sabrina.
What did I call her?
Sydney.
Yeah, you're right. I lose.
I got Rodney
threw
Cooper.
all of my argument away with that comment right there. Sidney Carpenter. Who's Sidney Carpenter?
Come on, you did that on purpose, didn't you?
I swear I did not do that on purpose. I really wish I did that on purpose.
Philly's got a soft spot in my heart. Kayla went to school there. I lived by there. I went to school by there. I really do. As like Dave Portnoy said, I love you trash bags. Like I love the people. I love your city, but it's just an inferior place. Now I'm okay with it. I've come to love it. I'm a big Penn State guy, right? Like, look at me. I'm a notable Penn State alum.
Did you see my shirt, by the way? This has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. I got a professional yapper shirt.
By the way.
What?
Ever since I signed that contract, I get to tell people I'm a professional podcaster.
Right?
This is the goods.
Technically, now we get paid to yap, which, I mean, could we have fallen into a better job?
Career.
All we do is yap.
It's
like
not
I said,
my primary
the name
career.
of this podcast is because my favorite conversations in life have always been at a lunch table, and none of them compare to when I was an accountant. We had 8 to 10 people at a lunch table. It was a very serious office. Everybody was accountants. They were very serious and miserable because no one liked their jobs. And then we were just firing on all cylinders, screaming, throwing food. We were just like the outcasts, but we had a good time.
The pick of the litter, the talk of the town.
That's still to this day the one thing that I miss about my old job is that lunch table. Do you guys still eat lunch most days up there?
Yeah, no, we still eat. Trust me, fella. I'm not missing those meals.
Well, but here's the thing. Has the lunch table gotten worse since me and Steve have left?
Listen, as much as I want to put on this bravado of like, oh, everything's better with that, I'll break kayfabe for a little bit. Yes, taking such a downturn. People are getting pregnant. They're getting angry.
That's not. You're blaming.
Have you ever had a good conversation with a pregnant woman?
You're gonna get us canceled on episode 1 now.
No. Whoa. I love pregnant women. It gave me my wife. It gave me my son.
Well, a pregnant woman did give you your wife just 35 years ago.
You're right.
Your wife's
pregnant
mom.
Women gave me you, gave me me, gave me a life. Pregnant women, everything is good about pregnant women except talking to them at the lunch table.
Oh, just the lunch table. That's it.
Just the lunch table. They're always they're always nauseous. They don't want to eat as much. The conversations you have to be very particular about. And I love women. I love pregnant women.
This is
not at the lunch table. They have no place at the lunch table.
You're you can see you in real time. You're about to say something. You're like, that's not going to sound good. I love pregnant women.
Anytime I'm about to go off the edge, I just revert back to our current president. I'm like, I love women. I love lunch
pregnant
tables.
Women are tremendous.
Tremendous. They're the lifeblood of America. Yeah.
So, all right, there's a lot going on in our lives right now, which is another reason why I thought this was a good time to start a podcast. So I just moved to a new house. Abby just had a new child, 3 months ago, 4 months ago? How old's your child?
Yeah, shout out Raphael. He is technically, he's over 4 months now.
So a little over 4 months now. So
we haven't taken his 4-month photo. We got to take that.
You take a picture every month?
Yeah, you do the
Do you
whole
do the thing where they're sitting on the blanket?
Yep.
I see people post that on Instagram all the time. Your baby. So we've talked about this before. Me and Steve Steve's gotten in trouble with some of our friends over this conversation about babies, right? Everybody, you see the baby. Oh, this is the cutest thing in the world. I think you're in agreement with me. Babies kind of ugly, no? In the beginning, right? Give them a week to at least breathe air and decompress a little bit. Then I'll call them cute. But that first day, it's rough. No?
Right. Gun to your head. Little Dante. Is he cute? Be honest.
Is that your baby? I don't know. Abby's not using the actual name of his child, so you're just giving different names every time? Is that what we're doing? Because you went Raphael, now we're going Dante.
Is he cute?
Now, yes, very cute. I don't know if you ever showed me a picture of him on day 1, but probably not. No offense, your baby was probably ugly on day 1. Now, he's an adorable baby.
As soon as they come out, all the things are true. Like you do like it's the miracle of life. You're like relieved, everything. But the first, like he's waterlogged.
That's what I'm saying. Let him try out a little bit.
He's yeah, put him in a little tanning booth, which they kind of do because he was jaundiced. But they when they first come out, yeah, he's a soggy mess, and
It's a rough look. And he's also half you, which is rough.
I didn't think he was as ugly as I thought I was going to think he was when he was born. So that is parenthood.
Wait, explain that again. It was like sound like a tongue twister. Like you, in your mind, you thought he was going to be like, you thought I'm going to look at this baby and he's going to be perfect. And then you looked at him and you're like, kind of ugly, or the opposite?
No, the opposite. You got to brace for ugly. Like when you're a father, you got to brace for ugly.
Oh, so you were braced for ugly, and then you were like, all right, not as bad as I was expecting.
Actually, he's surpassed. And listen, like love of a father and all the things like that, but he has surpassed my critique in terms of his looks. Although me and Kayla yesterday morning, we did say, we were like, isn't he the cutest thing? And they were like, but his hair is kind of ratty. Like his hair is a mess. Like it's
give the kid a break.
Like
he's been here for like 100 days. Like my goodness gracious, people are losing their hair. This kid's at least working in the right direction.
Yeah, but hair is a big thing in this family. It's all I got. So I need to like pass on to the family legacy.
Oh, your hair. What is going on with your... Wait, can you remove your hat for a second? What is going on there? 12 seconds ago, you beated your chest saying hair is important in this family. And this is what you're hiding?
Ali, your hair looks like it's freaking cut by the like barber's teeth. Like, it's like she chewed on your haircut.
But I wasn't...
You're coming at me?
I wasn't talking about how important my hair is to me. You've got a bird's nest growing out of your head right now.
That's a good thing. I'm 35.
I will give you've got a head of hair.
Your face is everything, right? So like if everything started to fall apart, would you get a toupee?
Maybe. I saw a video on TikTok the other day of this guy getting a toupee. Dude, his hair looked phenomenal. The lady was styling it and everything.
I feel like it only looks phenomenal in that chair. And the second you walk outside, you get like one gust of wind and the glue like rips off. It's
like you wake up in the morning, the hair's covering your eye.
They never seem to match the tones correctly. I used to have a toupee guy who used to wait with me for the bus to go to New York City. Lovely guy, Hashmir.
Wait. When you say toupee guy, like a guy that was in the business of toupees or a guy with a toupee?
Oh, that's a good question. I never asked him what he did for a living.
Oh, okay. I thought when you said, like, I got a toupee guy, like, I thought you meant if you need one, I got, like, my guy Jim that can hook you up with a good toupee. You just mean a guy who had a toupee.
Well, no, I wouldn't ask Hashmir who his toupee guy was, because when he showed up to the bus stop that one day, it did not look good.
It's like Christmas Vacation. What was his name? Uncle Louie or whatever? Like, the thing kept falling off.
You got to clear the air. Like, you got to show up to the bus stop and be like, look, fellas, look what I did. Like, you can't go sans hair and then
showed up with a head of hair one day?
Like, I instantly, if I got a hair transplant, I would show up to work and be like, what'd you guys do this weekend? And it's like, oh, clearly I went to Turkey and got a hair transplant.
I like the guys that are so not self-aware of how bad their hair got that they get the hair transplant or the toupee and don't say anything. Like, they just show up like, no one's going to notice. It's like, all right, you were bald as an eagle.
Here's a hypothetical. $10 million. You got to move up to North Jersey. $10 million, you got to move up to North Jersey, live where I live.
Okay.
Spice up the pot, though. Once a month for those 3 years, you have to get a hair transplant.
Wait, so my hair's not even falling out, but you're going to make me get a hair transplant?
You just have to feel the effects of a hair transplant. But yeah, we'll straighten up the... Are you in the front a little bit?
Little widow's peak.
No, but the widow's peak you've always had,
Yeah, I've kind of always had that. I don't think I've lost much yet. I'm sure it's coming.
Okay. I see like a little... it's really hard to tell in the video, like from us.
Yeah, I always get that little strip in the front.
Ah, then you're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, would you do that once a month?
And I have to live where you live? Man, after just making fun of you for saying you wouldn't move where I live for 10 million, I don't know if I'd want to move where you live for 10 million.
It's much more predicated to you.
But you don't have a yard. Like, I want to go outside and smell grass.
For 10 Whoa, hippie. For $10 million, you could easily easily get a yard. Won't be quite robust. What are you doing with all that yard? Half your yard is like on a hill.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a septic tank.
Is that what the hill is?
Yeah, it's a septic tank. Although my future kids can go skiing or skiing. I don't know about skiing, but maybe sledding down it. They could sled down the poop mountain.
Your future kids could go skiing up at the mall.
Yeah, but we have actual ski slopes near me. You're bragging about a mall. We got the Poconos.
The Poconos are the worst. I went to the Poconos for a bachelor party. You guys got nothing up there. My cousins lived in the Poconos. You know what my cousins are doing right now? Not good stuff.
You know what's funny? My mom always tells this great story. Her family, years ago, like her grandparents, had a little extra cash sitting around. They had like 20 grand, which back then could buy a house. And they were between two vacation homes, Pocono House or the Jersey Shore. And they were like back and forth. They both cost about the same. And they went for the Pocono House. Now that Pocono House these days may be worth $100,000, $200,000. That Jersey Shore house would be worth like $3 million now. What a mistake.
All-time financial advisor, your father. Like one of the greatest.
It wasn't my father. It was like my mom's grandfather's brother.
Oh, I thought it was your parents.
No. This was like in the 30s.
Ah, well,
maybe a little later than that. Maybe not the 30s. Maybe like the 40s or 50s. So I want to go back to the baby really quickly, right? So your baby. One thing that I am horrible at, and I purposely didn't look this up, are baby milestones, right? When they get their teeth, when they take their first steps, when they walk.
Don't get me started on the teeth. Is
he teething yet?
No, it's like the number one thing people do. The second your kid cries, my mom's teething. A dental office assistant. Oh, he must be teething. Mom, he was just born. Like
I don't know. All right, so tell me a milestone, like a average milestone, and I'm gonna guess how long until that starts, and you're gonna laugh at how horrible I am at guessing here.
Rolling.
I mean, like you really want an award for rolling? I do it in my sleep, but all right, let me guess. Rolling. I'll guess 1 month. That's probably not bad.
No, it's 4 to 6 months.
They take 4 to 6 months to roll.
Kayla texted me in capital letters yesterday. He rolled. Like,
have you not? Did you see him the first time he rolled, or were you not there for the moment?
No, I wasn't there. That's one of the things about parenthood is like you are proud of like really stupid stuff. Like
4 to 6 months to roll.
They're lazy. They're a lazy bunch.
Like, what does he contribute to your house?
Oh, he's an idiot. He's a detriment to the house. Like me and Kayla talk about. I love him. But like me and Kayla have talked about this. Like we look at him, and we're like, how stupid do you think he is? Like he can't possibly know anything. He doesn't even know that like grass is supposed to be like default green. He doesn't even know that green is a thing.
I don't think I was going to say I don't think he knows what grass is.
He probably does at this. Now he's much more looking up at the trees, but yeah, no, he's an idiot. So,
Who's smarter right now? Right now at this moment. Your son's about 4 months old. My cat, Roxy, or your baby?
If it comes down to survival, like we've talked about,
it's not even close. Like if you throw your son Raphael outside, he's not going to survive.
Yeah. No, he'd be probably hours. He'd be gone.
He'd be like gobbled up by like a hawk,
or
a person,
a car,
starvation,
a fox. The starvation would hit pretty quick. The dehydration.
I think Roxy's more intelligent than him right now too.
She doesn't speak English though.
Yeah, but neither does he.
We've talked about this. He speaks both languages. He speaks Spanish and English. We talked to him
how
all
many
the time.
words has he come up with other than
It's not the speaking, but at least he understands the words.
There's no way he understands what you're saying. Like right now, if I say, Roxy, dinner, she will run right to her food bowl. She knows what that means. I guarantee you, if you say milk to your son, he has no idea what the heck you're saying.
All right. Will I concede that your cat might be smarter than my son? Sure. Not going to be a long reign at the time. Not going to be a long reign at the time.
Roxy's got about a good year, and then Raphael's going to be running circles around her.
I think way before the year is over.
No.
Rough.
Wait, let's look this up. How intelligent is the average cat compared to humans?
No. We can't go broad level cat. There's cheetahs. There's lions. I want the house cat.
All right, house cat. I'm looking up a house cat, calico cat to be more exact. The average home cat is comparable to that of a 2-year-old human.
No.
2 years
BS.
old.
BS. That's physical included.
Oh, well, physical. I mean, she would destroy
Which goes back
your
to
son.
my point. I've been asking the question because I thought 2 years old Raphael would snap Roxy's neck into an oblivion.
So, all right, yeah, well, because they haven't heard this conversation. Abby and I have had this conversation before. A fight to the death. Human versus house cat. Let's say my cat Roxy, 11.7 pounds. At what age will the human start winning the fight to the death?
Raphael is 28 inches and
I thought you were going to say
pounds.
pounds. I'm like, my gosh, that kid put on weight fast.
Mother of pearl, for the love of God, get him off your diet.
27 pounds? He's half my weight already.
So I've asked this question. Kayla, immediately, first instinct was 5. First of all, you first said 9. You said my 9-year-old nephew
I said
would have
10.
a problem.
I think my first
That's
instinct was
crazy.
10, which is outrageous. I told Sam that guess. I said, I don't know. My first guess was 10. And she's like, 10? What are you, insane? Yeah, that was a bad guess.
I asked Jack. Jack said 5.
Your first guess was 2. You said a 2-year-old could kill a cat.
I respect mass. It's a size
You realize
thing.
Roxy is literally bred to be a killing machine. Now, obviously, she's 11.7 pounds, but
Have you gotten her declawed?
No, she's not declawed.
Damn it.
I've got scars up my arms, and I'm 30.
So, do you think Roxy's smart enough in a fight to the death to go for the eyes? Because the eyes are the big thing.
I think their instincts would kill. Like, I don't think she's thinking, I'm going to go for their eyes, but I think she's going for the neck, the eyes. I think she's going for all the sensitive
I don't think
spots.
she's getting anywhere.
I guess that's
At
true. The
5 years
claws
old,
aren't big enough. Yeah.
The eyes are the big thing. If she's smart enough to go for the eyes and blind my child, then it's probably all systems down until.
So, all right, can we
6?
agree that about 5 years old is when it's 50-50?
Look it up. What's the average weight and height of a 5-year-old?
Average height and weight of a 5-year-old human.
You talking to ChatGPT?
Nah, I was just talking to Google. 30.
You talk to Google?
Yeah, you could do the little speaker thing. 37 to 42 inches.
That's huge.
I can't find weight though.
That's 3.5. That's 3.5 feet.
Yeah, that's a lot bigger than Roxy. I still take Roxy.
3.5 feet, probably 45 to 50 pounds.
I'll say a kindergartner is where they're going to start.
No.
Hold
Hold your horses. How old was Khabib Nurmagomedov when he fought the bear?
A lot older than 4.
I don't think he was much older than like 7.
Yeah, but you're also talking about a world champion UFC fighter. There's no way. You're telling me this guy fought a bear when he was 7?
Yeah.
I've never heard this story before.
Watch the video. Put it up. Put it up on the screen.
There's a video of a 7-year-old fighting a bear and he wins?
It's not 7-year-old. Like, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I know,
world champion,
but like,
the Eagle.
He's still 7.
Yeah, he fought. It was a small bear, but he fought the bear. It was a bear.
Was the bear like 1 month old?
It was not a big bear.
It was a newborn bear, and you're bragging about this? Roxy is in her physical prime right now. She's a little overweight. She's a little
Roxy's
overweight.
Roxy's a fat piece of crap.
Yeah, she's pretty lazy too.
Listen, if Khabib, regardless world champion fighter or not, you don't know if my baby is going to be a world champion UFC fighter. So you have to take that into account.
He could be. It's unlikely. Based on your athletic abilities.
Well, how about the mother?
Oh, yeah, your wife, way more athletic than you.
Well, he's via egg donor, so we don't really know. We don't really know.
You know what I'm just realizing right now? Roxy, we had a mouse infestation in our house, and Roxy couldn't even kill one of them. So that's
Kingdom.
That's a bad sign.
Rat Kingdom.
You guys have rats?
Not rats. We have mice, but it's It never stops here.
In
It
your
never
house?
stops.
Well, your
It's-
house is like,
it's-
isn't your house over 100 years old?
128 years old to be exact.
Wow.
It
128 years young. You guys have done a lot with it, though. I'll give you that.
for like we built a podcast studio for about 5 months out of the year, and it's the winter time. I can't have a snack that's not like wrapped in Kevlar because every time,
Oh, you see
Regardless
like
of what
little
we do.
mouse bites?
brutal. You think
you
I
not-
would lose weight?
Why don't you get like an exterminator or something?
We've done it. Every
Oh.
exterminator in the business. Called them all. Mr. Mice. Mr. I think that was the one guy. Well, yeah, so we called him, and you know what they do? It's a load of.
Oh, Terminators
What
are
they do.
scam artists. Don't get me started on them.
All they do. Let's get started. Let's get started on the Terminators.
Okay.
Rank the Terminators. Arnold, Mr. Mice. In order.
I don't know, Mr. Mice. Dude, when we had a mouse problem, the exterminator came in. Oh, did I say
They
Terminator?
just. Yes, you did say the
I
Terminator.
did say Terminator.
Which is
Dude,
sick. That should be their
They
name.
upsell you on everything, but at least the one that we got, and they trick you. Like, I didn't even realize I signed up for a year contract. I got a bill
Brando.
the next month. I'm like, what is this for?
Brando, you know what they do? They just set up the traps that you get at Home Depot. Like they just put out the sticky pads and the
Yeah.
poison, and I was like, "What the hell are you even doing?"
Like, I could have done everything you just did.
The
Did they
biggest
not
thing about
remove
mice,
any of the dead ones?
But that's the biggest thing about mice. I don't want to touch the dead ones.
Yeah, they do that, though.
No, they
Mr.
don't.
Mice didn't?
Mr. Mice.
Where'd you get him? On Craigslist?
It was actually a guy my dad used this. But see, my dad is not afraid to throw out the dead mice.
So, yeah, when you went
Now-
back to your dad, like, Dad, he doesn't remove the mice. Your dad's like, yeah, I didn't care. I was doing that anyway.
Yeah, right. Now, I saw something that is kind of gross. The bucket trick. Have you ever seen the bucket trick?
What, you put a bucket over the mouse when you try to catch it?
No. You put a bucket upright. You put a little bit of like a ramp to the bucket. You put like a spoke.
Food inside or something?
No, you put a spoke in between, like on top of it. There's like a piece of metal sticking across the top of the bucket. You put it through like a Coke can. And on top of the Coke can, you do like peanut butter or something enticing. So they'll walk up the ramp, very easy. It's like la-di-da, this is the red carpet for mice. They walk
Bam.
on top of the Coke can. The Coke can spins. They fall into the bucket. They can't climb out of the bucket.
Oh,
But
that's
I've seen
brutal.
things. But then they're like alive in the bucket.
So then
Now,
you
so,
gotta
like-
pick up this bucket with like 4 mice in it.
And then what are you going to do? You're going to let it loose in your backyard? Like they're just coming back.
They're gonna come
so you
right
gotta kill
back.
them. Now I gotta turn into the Terminator with like a mice bucket. Now people put. I'm not an advocate of this, but people put like antifreeze and stuff like that, and let it
Oh.
do the
You
work
know, the
for
glue
them.
traps are pretty mean, too. These things literally just get their legs stuck and then just die of starvation.
And then they make noise. Have you ever heard a
Oh.
mouse in a glue trap?
No.
It's like screeches.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's brutal. Listen, I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the animals. I'm not for that. I just
Yeah.
want them to get murdered in cold blood and have their necks snapped.
I just want to hire someone that will kill them for me.
Absolutely. Way away from me. I don't want to spend money on this either.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Now that I bought a new house, everything is so outrageously expensive. Everything.
Wow.
And the guy that sold us this house, everything's broken. Like every week we find out about something else that he was. So, all right, we have a pool. He was bragging on the listing. Brand new Polaris pool cleaner. It's broken.
Polaris.
And it's like 9 years old. It's not brand new.
Is that like the Bentley of pool cleaners?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and if you think I'm buying another Polaris, you've got another
How much is a
thing
new
coming.
Polaris? Come on.
I looked it up, $1,500.
You got that's. I'll make for that price. You better make Steve lick the liner. Like
I'm
you're-
certainly
you're
not
paying-
buying another one of those.
You're not paying
Dude,
15
everything.
So
We have a toilet downstairs that leak is an understatement. This thing gushes water. Like, maybe like if you flush the toilet, half of that water's ending up on my floor. Wait, I want to go back. We got off track though. I want to go back to baby milestones. Give me another baby milestone. I want to guess. So rolling, I guessed 1 month. It was 6 months. Give me another one.
Driving a car.
2 years.
No, I meant driving in the car, like for long periods of time.
Wait, is that actually a milestone?
It's not a milestone, but there is like, I think that like the American Baby Association, the ABA, it's like 2.5 hours a day max.
You know what's gotten out of control? Baby seats. My niece, who's like 8, I think still might have a baby seat. Like, all right, come on. At some point, if you go on a school bus, they don't even have seat belts. You got to ditch the baby seat at some point, right?
I would agree.
Like, we didn't have baby seats when we were 8.
No. Well, this is the first time. This is the first time. Everyone, ring the bell. Ring the alarms. Ring the alarms.
What?
Welcome to Old Man Yells at Clouds.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, I have an issue with baby seats. Like, come on. You're going to go 8 years old and still be strapping your kid to a baby? I mean, I guess there's really no downside to it. It's just safety. I'm just mad at something that's purely for safety.
There is no downside besides like literally spinal cord injury. So it's probably not the thing we should ride home about. Baby milestones. Crawling.
Oh, that's a good one. 3 months. No, it's got to be less than that. 2 months. 2 months.
Are you being serious?
I went the wrong way?
Roll over.
Oh, that's true.
Absolutely.
So your son's 4 months old, still hasn't crawled?
Brandon, there's no way he's going to defeat Roxy in a fight to the death. No, Brandon, they can't even hold their head.
You think this kid's gonna
holding their head up for 20 minutes.
20 minutes is a long time.
And it's a long time.
20
minutes a day. 20 minutes a day.
Babies have melons up there, dude. Like, your head is almost fully grown when you're a baby, but their bodies aren't. That's a lot. It's like when they're born, their heads are probably half their weight.
Not my son. He was first percentile in head. But they keep screwing Raphael. They screw him at every measurement.
Wait, your son has got a 1% head?
Not anymore.
That's funny on so many levels because you've got the biggest freaking head I've ever seen in my life. And also, is that an indicator of future intelligence? 1 percentile for head?
No, what you realize is the American healthcare system, everything's so inefficient, my friend. Little Raphael, as soon as he was born, you think they would have, like, we have AI that can build movies. You think measuring a baby, they would just put him on a scale and, like, a General Electric, like, camera would measure them. No, you know what they do? They pull out the tape measure they measure your waist with. It's all crunchy. It was, like, in her pocket. They don't even stretch that out. They don't even stretch out him because he's, like, conjoined, his reflexes to, like, pull in. I measured him near 2 hours later. Unless my son has an abnormality with his hormones, he did not grow in 2 hours. They shortchanged me like an inch on the birth chart. And that's a big thing because from the moment you're born to the moment you die, you always say, like, how tall are you? What were you born at? I was the tallest kid in the hospital. They measured him at 21.5 inches. The kid was 22.5. And it happened again, Brandon. It happened again. We go to the
You're mad about this, man.
I am mad.
You know my license, my driver's license, I'm still 5'4" because every time I go to the DMV, they won't let me change it. Every time. It's always some, like, miserable person behind the desk, and they're like, has anything changed? And I'm like, well, I'm a little taller. I've literally gotten this before. Does it really matter? And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess not, but I'd rather not be 5'4". Like, come on. I'm already short. At least give me my 5'6".
I thought we said you were 5'8". I thought we pulled out the tape measure.
You measured me. Yeah, wait a second. Now I'm starting to question your son's actual measurements because when you measured me, I was 5'8", and I'm not 5'8". Yeah. Every time I go to the doctor, they say 5'6.5". I mean, I'll take my 5'8".
Because those doctors are freaking doing it with sticks and stones, and I'm doing it with an actual straight tape measure. I go to the doctor. I go to the pediatrician.
Didn't you just yell at them for using a tape measure?
I have to. I have to lower my voice because my son's probably sleeping downstairs. I'm probably getting text messages up the wazoo like, shut up, Raphael's trying to sleep.
So we're saying that your measurements, Abby's measurements, are better than doctors that have been trained for years to do this.
Ask your wife who's in the medical field, my wife who's in the medical field. Ask them how many times they spend like with a ruler. I've built houses. I've built decks. I know my way around a tape measure better than a doctor. Yeah. I measured Raphael on the same table yesterday. I'm going back to Donald Trump. I measured Raphael on the same table.
I measure a hell of a baby.
He's a tremendously large baby. He's the size of Barron. He's 7'4". I measured him on the table yesterday. Little Rodrigo. 28 inches. 28.
Is that good? I don't know. It sounds small to me.
99th plus percentile. 99th plus percentile.
You measured wrong. Plus. There's no way your child's in the 99 plus percentile.
Kayla was looking at it. First of all, yes, he's been 99th since he was born. He was 99th at the endocrinologist. He was 99th at the surgeon. He's always been 99th. They tried to drop me down in this latest episode to 95th percentile. She comes in. He wasn't even stretched out. She doesn't even move the thing 26 and a half. You can't be off by 2 inches. I like the
idea of Abby measuring his baby while yanking his... Come on, Antonio! Come on, Raphael! Pulling his head, like trying to get as many inches as you can.
Like, why wouldn't you? I'm a good father.
Yeah, but you think they're not doing that for everybody else? Also, I never even sniffed the double digits for percentiles growing up. Didn't sniff them. I was always like in the 5 percentile.
You're an anomaly. Most people are not supposed to be successful if they're not over 6 foot.
You know the little graph, the percentile graph? Do they still have that? Like the height and weight graph?
99. Dude, he's 99.
I was falling off the bottom of the chart. Like you would see, then I'd go up from like 5 to 6 and we'd be celebrating.
Brando, back to his head. Back to his head. The day he was born, 1 percentile. Then 2 weeks later, he was 38 percentile. What do you think happened? You just mismeasured.
One thing I just noticed there, so according to you, your son is in the 99 percentile for height, 30 percentile for head. That's not proportioned.
54th percentile in weight, perfectly average. Guess what? 2nd percentile in BMI. My boy is lean fighting machine. He is ready to go. That kid, he's got like a little bit of a cut to his abs. I'm proud of him. Listen,
you're talking about your kid's cut already?
Listen, if I'm not going to be there to be on top of him, if I'm not going to be there to ride him,
what?
If I'm not going to be there to be critical and make sure that I can progress in life, then who is, Brandon? Who is? He's going to end up.
So we keep getting off the rails. What's the age where they can keep their heads up for 20 minutes? What was my guess? Wait, my guess. 9 months.
20 minutes a day. No, see, in reverse. It's like 3 months.
Okay, all right. Give me another one. I want more baby milestones. I want to learn. Because Sam and I are probably not far away from maybe having kids.
This is something. My mom claims that my oldest sister was speaking by 8 months, which is just such full of crap.
All right, so first words. Let me guess. First words.
No,
I'm going
like
to say...
speaking.
Huh?
Because they do the mama, the da.
I'll count that.
Count that.
So what are you? All right. So what's the question you're asking?
I want a crisp father, mother, daddy, or mommy. None of this dad, mama crap is first word.
Because you don't know if. Okay. All right. So like they're saying a word and you know that they know they're saying that word. Right. Okay. I'm gonna say 18 months.
I think by 18 months they should know like 20, anywhere from 20 to 200 words, or maybe 200? That's by 2 years old.
I don't even know 200 words.
Anywhere in between. You know, I had like a doctor the other day. I think it was a doctor.
Where is this story going?
He might have been a landscaper. I forgot who it was. But I was talking about how I speak to my kid in Spanish, and then he kind of goes, I actually remember who it was. It was Kayla's uncle.
Where did you get landscaper from?
I'm just trying to think of the last 5 people I've talked to.
Okay.
And he said, interestingly enough, that if you have 200 words, this is probably not interesting, but if you have 200 words and you speak to them in 2 languages, they don't know 200 in Spanish and 200 in English. They just know 100 in English and 100 in Spanish.
So Abby, I really think this is the coolest thing you're doing. Abby, we have a similar background. Both of our dads, your mom was too, as I said, both of our dads were born in different countries. Abby's dad was born in Spain. My dad was born in Italy. But my dad never taught me Italian. Your parents spoke Spanish to you, so you speak Spanish. So Abby is only speaking to his child in Spanish for the most part, right?
The pressure's unreal.
Are you not sticking with that? Because Abby told me, beating his chest confidently, I am only going to speak to my son in Spanish because the idea was that he will learn English from everybody around him, you will speak Spanish, and then he'll grow up knowing both languages, which I think is a great idea. Is it working?
So, I have not gotten any proof that it's working yet.
I feel like the only thing this has a chance of doing is confusing him, and then he can't speak any language.
No. I've spoken to enough medical personnel and landscapers to know that that's not happening.
Right.
I still do speak Spanish primarily to him. I've gotten more laxed on watching stuff in Spanish. Like from birth, I was putting on a Netflix show and making sure it was in Spanish. Brutal.
Yeah, it's
you
gonna
don't
be
know how
hard to
much
keep
The
up with that.
Simpsons suck in Spanish. You don't know how much Seinfeld sucks in Spanish.
Oh, you're trying to watch it too. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant you were putting on baby programs for him in Spanish. You're trying to watch your content in Spanish. Have you watched the TFG vlogs in Spanish?
I wonder if the closed captioning, if it does it in Spanish.
You can do the closed captioning. I don't know if it's going to dub it though.
No,
We're starting
I
to
think
work
you
on
have
dubbing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. But it's AI dubbing, so it's not good at all. It's horrible. It usually gives me a female voice. Which is so mean. It's insulting. I think I've got a deep, rich, manly voice.
Estoy aquí en mi casa.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It is. All right. We're going to do about hour-long episodes, but
Okay.
I want to ask you one more question, right?
All right,
Dream brand deal. I think this would be a fun thing to come back on one day. If we could, we really want to grow this podcast. We hope it does well. By the way, check us out on audio only too. We're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on Apple. We're going to be on anywhere else you could find podcasts.
How about the social clips?
The social clips are going to be posted on the TFG Vlogs, TikTok, Shorts, and Instagram.
But is it the at TFG Vlogs?
I believe so. At TFG Vlogs, something like that.
Okay. Social's important.
Wherever you find your TFG Vlogs content, that's where this podcast is going to be held, except for audio only, which will be the lunch table.
We should do dream sponsorship and dream guest.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Sponsorship, probably Taco Bell.
Okay, so I was going to say, are we reaching big? Dream guest, I have one in my mind, but it's never going to happen, but...
No, never say never, my friend. I think we might get Barack Obama on the podcast. I know you.
That'd be a great one.
I don't know. So, dream guest, I'm going to choose what I think you're going to do.
Oh, don't steal mine.
No. Similar ilk. I'm choosing Roger Federer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that'll never happen. I was going to say
You're going
Rafael Nadal. Hey, maybe we've got the Spanish pipeline now. Although you were a Federer fan. You didn't even like Nadal.
Actually, to me, the dream guest, honestly, would be the Basement Yard. Doing a collab with the Basement Yard.
Yeah, those guys.
Me being exactly like Frankie, pretty much. So just to see him in a mirror.
That would
be
fun.
Have you and Joe kind of manage us.
Those guys are probably, at least mine, biggest inspiration for this podcast, right? Styling. Obviously, the content's going to be a little bit different, but...
You were right about them. I remember when we first started podcasting. If you pull up the old tape. You pull up the old tape on
I
our
talked
first channel,
about them. I was I'm telling you, and they blew up.
Wait, so we were right on everyone. If you go back on the earlier tapes, Charlie D'Amelio, like TikTok in general, Addison Rae. I remember us talking about them when they had like 1 million subscribers.
We're good at predicting who's going to be big. We're not good at getting
We
big.
just can't do it ourselves.
Yeah. We got to figure out how to monetize finding creators that are going to be big. Okay, all right. So then dream brand deal.
It's Taco Bell.
Oh, you said Taco Bell. All right, for me, dream
Choco Taco.
Yeah, but they don't make the Choco Taco anymore. Dude, the Choco Taco. All right, I want to say
a staple
something.
of our lunch table.
The Choco Taco, if you guys remember, it's an ice cream treat in the shape of a taco. The outside was like a chocolate cone. The inside was vanilla ice cream. That was one of the most phenomenal frozen treats in the world, and they discontinued it,
the best.
Ruining the rest of my life. We used to have a tradition at the lunch table at work where if it was someone's birthday, everyone would buy them Choco Tacos. And I don't mean everyone would split one. Everyone would buy that person a Choco Taco. So if it was your birthday, you got like 10 Choco Tacos that day.
It was a brutal tradition to endure, but it would be probably bring a tear to my eye, a full circle moment if we had Choco Taco as a sponsor. How about you? So what's your brand?
I think my dream brand deal would be something like, oh man. I don't know. I should have thought of this. It's funny because it's my question and I don't even have an answer for it. I mean, doing like an ice cream product would be awesome, like Ben & Jerry's, and they're Penn State guys. Ben & Jerry's would be a great one.
Whoa. Ben & Jerry's went to Penn State and not like University of Vermont?
All right, so a little bit of fake news, but they took a class at Penn State.
That's the craziest leap of anything.
They took a class at Penn State, or maybe two, but
that's like saying if I went to a Penn State football game, I'm a Penn State guy. Fine.
And just say I went there.
Fine. Ben & Jerry's would be a surreal moment because we're on another podcast. I want to do like ranking the tiers of the Ben & Jerry flavors.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then also, I want a commitment from you. I want a commitment.
What's that? Oh, I don't like the way you're smiling.
If we get all of these sponsorships, right? We get the Spotify, Taco Bell.
All right. Whatever you're saying is never going to happen. So, all right. I'm ready to hear this.
All right. So if we get all of these and we do one theater show.
Like a live show in front of an audience?
One live show in front of an audience, theater show, and we sell out 2,000 tickets, 2,500 tickets.
Okay.
Has to be all the trifecta. We've had to have the Taco Bell sponsorship.
All right, what do I have to do? Just cut to the chase.
You have to buy me a Rolls Royce.
I thought you were going to say Rolex. I'm not going to buy you a Rolls Royce.
No, I'll take a Rolex.
Of my choice.
No, this is crap.
No, it has to be a real new Rolex. But I get to choose the brand, I get to choose the model. I mean, that's a no-brainer. So, all right, if we get a brand deal with Taco Bell, if we do a live show, you know what? Here's the thing. If I will get rid of all of that. If we do one live show in front of 2,500 people, I will buy you a Rolex.
Oh, I can't wait. You are such an idiot. I'm going to be rolling in it, baby.
And there's no I got 2,500, robot. It's got to be real. No loopholes here.
It'll be like what's the theater? Radio City, not Radio City. That's a little large. The Gramercy Theater.
Sure. Anyway, one other thing I want to introduce in the podcast, we're going to have a segment. Shout out Steve, by the way. This was his idea. We're going to have a segment called Lunchtime, where we're going to answer one comment or question from the audience from the previous podcast. So right now we don't have any questions because this is the first episode, but that is going to be a fun little segment. So if you have any questions, if you have comments, make them funny. If they're not entertaining, we're not going to pick your answer or your question, but post them in the comments.
And if your comment gets a video that generates 20 million views on TikTok.
I'm not signing off on any of these promises that Abby's about to make.
We send him a t-shirt. And you send him a Rolex.
Definitely not the Rolex. So if they post a funny question and that clip goes viral, we'll send them a t-shirt. Okay. All right. So make your questions funny. Make them something that might be able to be a clip and post it online, and we'll send you a t-shirt.
I'm just trying to feed my son.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into the lunch table. We're going to get better. We're still raw. We don't know what the heck we're doing right now, but we're going to get better and better over time. Abby already thinks he's the greatest podcaster of all time. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the next episode.